What is up, guys? I do hope you're well. My name is Mark and today we're looking at some more r/am I the butthole. If you're new here, please consider hitting that like, that subscribe and maybe that notification bell too. And don't forget you can follow us on podcast too, and you can join the channel either through YouTube membership or over on Patreon. And today I would like to thank Jennifer Borden for joining us over on Patreon. You're truly appreciated, as well as everyone here for taking the time out of your day to watch my videos. Still blows my mind. And with that being said, let's get straight in to today's stories. Much love, guys. And our first story comes from Scott Party. Am I the butthole for not giving my brother and his wife any privacy? My brother lost his job along with all his savings several months ago, and soon after he asked me if it would be okay if he, 28 male, and his wife, 30 female, stayed with me until they could afford their own place again. I hesitated at first, considering I only have a one-bedroom apartment, but according to them, they had no other options. So of course, I invited them over and bought a blow-up mattress for the living room. For the first month, things were manageable, although admittedly cramped. Then my brother told me that sleeping on the mattress was giving him back pains, so he asked me if he could buy a small double bed for the living room. The living room is by far the biggest room I have, so I told him that would be fine as long as there was still room for my couch / TV and bookshelves. The living room is also connected to my kitchen in an open plan style, so I reminded my brother to leave walking space around the bed. It's now been 2+ months and things have gotten a lot worse. When they first moved in, I was still using the living room every day to unwind on the couch after work. Now whenever I go in, there's a strange vibe like I'm intruding. My brother and his wife are often sitting in bed together when I go in. I always knock and stare at me pointedly until I leave. Sometimes when I sit down, they will directly ask me for some alone time. They say they would like the room to themselves. This came to a head yesterday when my sister-in-law messaged me with a timetable she made of when it would be a good time for me to use the living room. The timetable basically says that they will allow me into the room for an hour each evening, plus 20 minutes around meal times. I basically shut her down instantly and told her there was no way I'd be following the timetable, since in the end it's my apartment. She sent me back a huge message with a dozen paragraphs about how my constant presence was ruining her marriage with my brother. They feel like they have no privacy. I tried to talk this over with my brother that night, but when I got home neither my brother or sister-in-law were talking to me, so he's clearly just as pissed. Today an Amazon parcel arrived from my brother with a lock for the living room door, which I told him there's absolutely no way I will allow him to install. My brother says I'm creepy for wanting constant access to where they sleep, and he's insisting on installing the lock anyway. Am I the arsehole for not giving my brother and his wife their privacy? Oh my god, can you believe that? Who does that? That's so weird. The fact that they just move into your house, into your living room, so you've got like no space in your one-bedroom apartment. You're basically confined to your bedroom. Hell no, kick their asses out ASAP. There's no way I'd deal with that. And in my opinion, even expecting, in quotes, alone time in your one-bedroom apartment is a bit weird in itself anyway. I don't think I'd be comfortable doing that if I was the brother in this situation and I was sleeping in his living room. I don't think I'd be comfortable doing that. However, I think OP could have some trouble getting rid of them immediately. I don't think you can just kick someone out like that. I think you have to give them X amount of time to do so. So I think they'd be best looking into that before going ahead, but not the arsehole in any case. Let's go down into the comments below to see what we can see. Shaka0903 says, not the arsehole. I would totally give them 2 weeks to vacate if they're going to be like this. It's too much. OP, look into your state's tenant / landlord laws. If they've been with you for X amount of days / months, they may have legal rights depending on if you own or rent your place. You may be required to give them notice for a certain period of time. In my home state it's 7 days. Disclaimer, I am not giving legal advice as I'm not a lawyer. I'll definitely hit up legal advice subreddit though. Some of those folks may be able to give you more specific advice. And Jaded Cryptographer says, not the arsehole, they are staying rent free in your one-bedroom apartment, possibly in violation of your lease by the way, and they want you to spend all but an hour a day locked away in your bedroom. I don't think so. That's an absurd level of entitlement. If they ask for a couple of hours here and there where they could spend some guaranteed alone time, I think that would be a reasonable request that you could respect, but essentially all day every day is crazy. It sucks that this is hard on their marriage, but that's not your fault. You're being generous by letting them stay in the first place. And for the first story, I turn it to you guys. What do you guys think of this story? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to vote on the poll in the description for story 1. And our next story is from Turk and Burke. Am I the arsehole for all moving out and leaving our roommate with a lease agreement he can't afford because he practically moved in his girlfriend? So that was a mouthful, lol. Also, it's more or less, are we the arseholes instead of am I specifically? Also, I'm not English, so sorry if my grammar sucks. So my roommate Jake rented this apartment with 2 other people. One of them backed out immediately before signing anything, and the other, Jeff, didn't want to sign anything as he needed to be able to move out on quick notice. Jake agreed with Jeff. The condition was that he'd send him his share every month, and Jeff would arrange 2 more roomies ASAP. Well, that's where me and Pete come in. We know Jeff from high school, we needed a place to stay for college, and Jeff asked us to live there on the same conditions as he did. Anyways, everything was split 4 ways, usual stuff. Prior to the whole stuff that's going on right now, Jake suddenly had his girlfriend over all the time, but no one brought it up, as it ain't uncommon to have your girlfriend over for a few days. We all do it. But when she was here for a full week, made loads of messes, made our utility bill way higher and literally never left the apartment, we talked to Jake, who informed us that she was staying for a few weeks because she lost her place in her job. We were all pretty pissed, pointed out he should have discussed shit like that beforehand, and how she could at bare minimum pick up after herself. He simply replied it was his name on the lease and he could do whatever, however he talked to her about clean up after herself. Obviously, we were all pissed, but then all hell broke loose in the world and we were stuck with her. It just kept getting worse, more messes, water bill through the roof, kitchen trashed, other people's food disappearing, etc. Despite multiple attempts to speak to them, demanding she pay her share of the rent and utilities, etc., it always ended with, it's my name on the lease. Long story short, we found a new place for the 3 of us, sent our last month's rent with a notice we were moving out, since he is entitled to a 30-day notice, lease or not, and packed our shit, which includes 90% of furniture, kitchen utensils, etc., and moved out into our new place. Cue endless messages from Jake stating he can't afford it alone, how he'll now go broke, and he doesn't know anyone who wants to move in, and begging us to come back, even crying on the phone. So we all replied with, it's your name on the lease, bro, right? Now we all want to know if we are the arseholes, since we all feel like we kinda are, regardless of his behaviour. In my opinion, if someone kept saying that to me, it's my name on the lease, I'd have said exactly the same thing as you. If he moved in his girlfriend, not paying anything towards it, so you're basically paying for her, yeah, I'd have said, it's your name on the lease, you fucking deal with that. But let's head straight down to the comments below to see what we can find. Plural Existence says, not the arsehole, you tried talking to him, you tried making concessions. If he's your friend, you can help him find new roommates or a new place, in parallel, but he has to own the fact that he pushed you all out, and I wouldn't move back if I were you. His girlfriend sounds like an entitled arsehole, given that she should be considerate of the position she put him in, and he should have had the foresight before talking down to you. While the good one says, not the arsehole, it's his name on the lease anyway. Fruity Nutcase says, not the arsehole, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I'm sure his girlfriend can cover 1/4 and then he just needs to find new roommates. OP replies to this saying, no she can't, unemployed and not in college, so no loans or government aid. She could at best apply for welfare, but that would take a while to process. And I turn this story to you guys. What do you guys think of this story? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to vote on the poll in the description for story 2. And our next story is from Insomniac Throwaway. Am I the arsehole for being grumpy that my girlfriend made me get up early and made our trip not fun? I, 27 male, and my girlfriend, 26 female, both took a Thursday and Friday off work last week so that we could have a 4-day weekend. Her parents have a cabin on the lake that they were nice enough to let us use. We were looking forward to kayaking, hiking, having a few drinks by the campfire, etc. The plan was to get up by 5 AM Thursday morning so we could get on the road before 6. The drive takes a good 3 hours. I didn't really see the point in getting up quite that early, but my girlfriend just really loves it up there and wanted as much time as possible, so I agreed. Well, the night before I got struck with a bad case of insomnia. I just could not fall asleep. I finally managed to doze off in the wee hours, but when the alarm went off, I'd only got maybe 2.5 hours of sleep. My girlfriend got up to the alarm and started shaking me, telling me to get up. Hey babe, I barely slept, I said. What do you say to getting 2 more hours of sleep? Well, she didn't like that suggestion and insisted I get up. I relented after a few minutes, but I was tired. On the way up, she accused me of being grumpy and saying that it was ruining the fun for her. I don't think I was being that bad, but yes, I was being a little short with her. I was tired and yes, annoyed that she wouldn't let me sleep. I didn't see the difference losing 2 hours off a long weekend would really make, but those 2 hours of sleep and coffee would have made the difference between me being a miserable zombie and being fine. I told her, I just don't know why you couldn't give me those 2 more hours. I'm running off practically no sleep. You could have had a heart. Well, that started a nice little argument. She's saying it wasn't her fault I didn't sleep well, we had a plan, etc. And me saying I was only asking for 2 more hours. We both got over it and I had a nice weekend together, but for some reason this argument has kind of stuck in my craw. I think it was a little uncaring of my girlfriend to get me up when she knew I was dead tired. But maybe I shouldn't have made an issue out of it because we did have a plan that I agreed to. Am I the arsehole? This is going to be one of those ones where I'm not totally sure if he's totally the arsehole. I can definitely see arsehole vibes in here, you know. There's things he could have done. I think one of the biggest issues, if she was happy to drive and you're not the driver, you could have just slept in the car on the way down there. And you could have slept when you got there. I don't know. I think if I put myself in the girlfriend's shoes and she was up, she was excited, and then someone said to me, oh, let's wait a couple of hours, that would have been like, oh, what? Really? Especially when you're so excited to get the weekend started, you know. But I don't know. I think this is one that could potentially go both ways. Maybe everyone sucks here. I don't know. Let's turn it down to the comments below to see what we can find. You're okay, Boa says, you're the arsehole by saying to your girlfriend, you could have had a heart, because she wants to leave on the time you both agreed on. RTJ says, you're the arsehole. How is your girlfriend supposed to know that you're tired and needing more sleep right when she wakes up at the agreed upon time with you? Then later you start acting short with her and tell her she has no heart. Being tired does not entitle you to change plans with someone on a whim or be grumpy, and you're still holding on to this. You're the arsehole. Also, I've suffered from the occasional insomnia at different points in my life. If it's a real issue for you, see a doctor. Do sleep study. What you described and the fact that you could actually sleep doesn't sound like insomnia at all. And there's just a whole string of you're the arsehole posts on that one. But I'm not totally sure. In some ways I'm like, well, 2 hours of sleep, does it really matter that much in the end? I don't know. I might get shot down for that one, but we'll find out. Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to vote on the poll in the description for story 3. And our next story is from Accomplished Turn 549. Am I the arsehole for sending my shithead neckbeard nephew to a military school in Kazakhstan? I got custody of my nephew 15 and my niece when their scumbag parents, my sister and her husband, were caught stealing from a church. Like, who the fuck does that? They're definitely going to hell. I had him for a bit and I got so sick of his shit. He's a lazy fat fuck who does nothing but play video games. His room after a few weeks smelled almost as disgusting as the rooms I entered in Afghanistan with rotting corpses in them. The final straw was when he got expelled from school because his grades were shit, and he also took a shit on the floor, in the girls' bathroom. He's lucky he didn't have charges pressed on him. That's a crime. I knew this guy needed to have his life turned around. He's socially awkward, fat, lazy, and a computer addict. At this rate, he has nothing going for him in life. Look, I know I sound an arsehole at this part, and perhaps maybe I am, but you can see this kid has problems, and I don't sugarcoat shit in life. I say it how it is, and I don't care about feelings. I straight up told him that, and he told me to shut up. I tried to find a reasonable way, and he didn't want to work with me. All over the former Soviet Union, there were military high schools called Servers or whatever, and there's many in Kazakhstan. So I called them and they told me they could accept my nephew. My nephew doesn't speak Russian, I do, so I was teaching him. I sent him to Kazakhstan to live with my friend, Asghar, who is Kazakh, and they are only speaking Russian with him. When the school year starts in a couple of months, he will be at the boarding school. Hopefully he's learned enough Russian by then. If not, oh well. A lot of the family is saying I'm a massive arsehole, but fuck that, the kid needs to have his life turned around. Rather have it kick him in the arse now than later. This will probably be some of the worst years of his life, but I see no other way. This kid needs to hit rock bottom and realise he's going down the wrong path, and that actions have serious consequences. At the end of this, he'll lose serious weight, speak a new language, and have an interesting experience. Edit, I tried for months. I tried getting counselling, hell, I was the only family member that would take him. I really did not want to take him, but nobody else wanted to. I agreed I'm not that fit to be a father, but he had nobody else to do it, so I did. Besides counselling, I tried getting him in shape. I tried talking, and I did everything I could for months, and it didn't work. I should probably add that in this edit. Wow. What can you say to a post like this? Holy shit, man. I'm at a kind of loss for words at this one. So we're going to go straight to the comments, because OP replies to quite a lot down there, so let's get involved. Gunnar1890 says, you're most definitely the arsehole, but a necessary arsehole. Kid needs a reality check. Cat Jerry replies to this saying, best answer. To which the OP replies, so is that a not the arsehole or everyone sucks here or what? Jack Bauer 74 says, it's you're the arsehole, or can you not tell from where they wrote you're the arsehole? Mostly you're an arsehole for trolling though, and for your shit attitude. M Porter 223 says, you're the arsehole, also they should be removed from your custody as you sound like you are very likely abusive as fuck. You actually might be breaking the law by shipping off to a foreign country on top of that. Before you go all tough guy here, I was a Marine 0311, so let's assume that won't impress me any more than most of your little chat. The military teaches everyone to be leaders, you have failed that. OP replies to this and says, I don't want to raise this kid either. None of the other assholes in the family were willing to do it. I had to fly from North Carolina to Tuscan to pick up this brat. Fuck my brother Steve and my other sister Martha for not raising him when they live in the same city and have kids of their own, so adding another two wouldn't have been that much of an adjustment, but no, they were just too busy. Hell, those kids could have gone to the same school if those fuckers helped out, but they couldn't, so now I have to take care of my elderly parents who can barely walk and my nephew and niece while working full time. Those assholes won't even financially contribute to them. I'm a Marine and I work at Camp Lejeune. I was a little shit too, just like him, and the military straightened me out. I likely would have joined some gang or been arrested if I didn't get my shit together. This was in my mid-20s. I'd rather my nephew go through this shit now than later. He'll learn all the leadership skills he needs at his new military school. Think of how much of an advantage you have when he comes back. Knowing how to speak Russian, maybe Kazakh, as Russian is still the main language, but they force kids to learn Kazakh in school. And having been overseas in a foreign environment, he'll be tough as fuck. And M Porter replies to this again saying, you probably just ruined his life completely. If you couldn't hack it and your family wouldn't step up, you should have sorted it out without sending him to a foreign frigging country. Seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you that you couldn't properly motivate a teen who desperately needed a good role model? OP replies to this again saying, I've been trying for months and I just gave up. Some kids just need to get their asses kicked in order to get their lives in order. Sending to a military school for a year or two is not ruining his life. You really think him learning about a new culture, losing weight, getting military training, getting discipline and learning a new language will ruin his life? Really, dude? I know so many people who've sent their kids to military schools to get their shit together. Wow. As I said, I still don't know where the hell this one is going. Let me know in the comments below. That is a wild ride. And don't forget to vote on that poll in the description for story 4. And our next story is from DogLady334. Am I the arsehole for losing my shit when my parents decided to get a dog after I moved out? I've always wanted a dog. From when I was 9 to when I was 16. I asked for a dog every birthday and Christmas, but I was always shut down saying it was not possible. I just stopped asking after that. I'm 10 years older than my younger siblings. I moved out a month ago to my own place after I graduated college and got a job. I excitedly told my parents how now I can finally get a dog I wanted, and I had an appointment with the shelter next week. Then my mum goes, looks like your new puppy is going to have a sister. I literally freaked out a little thinking my mother was having another kid. Instead, I found out that they reserved a puppy with a breeder and they were going to pick her up in a month. When I tell you I lost my shit, I mean it. I went full exorcist and was screaming at them like a mad woman. Like every resentment I had just erupted and I called them some really mean stuff. My parents and I were in tears by the end of it. I refused to talk to them since. Yesterday, I got a text from my 13-year-old calling me a bitch because my parents were cancelling the puppy reservation. I then sent them a message in my family WhatsApp group saying that if their goal was to completely exclude me from the family, then congratulations, they succeeded. I then left the group and blocked my parents. My dad knocked on my door last night begging me to forgive them and to please give them a chance to talk. I refused to let him in. Am I the asshole? When she mentioned like resentment in this, it sounded like it's more than just a dog. It's like some sort of resentment been building up from having younger siblings, because she mentioned that she was 10 years older than them as well. So it's like something that's been building up for a very, very long time. Sorry, I'm going all Dr. Phil on you here. But for you to explode like that over this issue seems like it sounds like you almost overreacted the way you went on at them about this issue. So I think there's something a bit deeper here. So because as you said, you were going to get a dog anyway. So what's the issue now? You're getting your own dog, so it's resentment that's caused this. But also for your mum to throw it in your face like that straight after, obviously being completely thoughtless. I can't imagine she would have done this on purpose, but being so thoughtless about it, it's like, oh, come on, man. So yeah, I think it's one of these ones where everyone's going to suck in this situation. And your little sister calling you a bitch as well. Oh my God, it's just coming from everywhere. I think the only one that might have been okay in this situation was the dad, but I don't know what part he played in the whole dog situation as well. So let's go to the comments below to see what we can find. But 5000 says, Everyone sucks here. It sounds like the dog was sort of a final straw in a lifetime of being treated differently than your siblings. You're right to call them out, but maybe not in the extreme fashion you did. The cancellation of the deposit with a breeder shows that at least some self-awareness, that there was some truth in the things that you said. It's okay to be mad and to need space. You may want to address the larger issues at play, but in your own time. OP replies to this saying, honestly, this has been building for a time. I was clearly unplanned and my parents didn't know what they were doing. I'm resentful that they're better parents than my siblings. You're right, I think I need space from them for some time. Schrodinger's AH says, everyone sucks here, but hear me out. Just because they didn't know what they were doing when raising you isn't a reason to cut them out. Getting your lifelong wish after you moved out is such a wang move. No words are strong enough. They just might be emotionally dumb, but people should be encouraged to grow if possible, and the only way is two-way communication. They are quite visibly sorry, and judging by all their actions, did not intend to hurt you. Intent and all that. You are not the absolute worst for blowing up, because it seems like the pressure really blew the cap off. You're absolutely allowed to be hurt and take time for yourself and all that jazz. You even have the right to go NC. But you are the absolute cold soggy donut for hurting them back intentionally. That crap is never on, because you wanted to hurt them, so you did. The 13-year-old gets a pass for this because they are 13 and their brain is just nope right now. We judge others by their actions and ourselves by our intentions. Figure out what you're intending with your actions, then check whether your actions will actually get there. And that is a pretty wise comment to end on, I should think. Let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments below, and don't forget to vote on the poll in the description for story 5. Once again guys, thank you for being here today. You are truly appreciated as always, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Take care guys, much love.